Why are supercars so expensive? Like, what are you actually paying for? Because at some point, it stops making sense. I mean, seriously, how does a car go from like $30,000 to $3 million? It's still four wheels, still an engine. So, what exactly are you buying? Let's start with the obvious one, performance. Supercars are fast, not just, oh, this feels quick. I mean, properly fast. Like your brain hasn't even processed what's happening yet, and the car is already at 100 kilometers per hour. Cars like the Bugatti Chiron or the Ferrari SF90 Straddle can hit 100 in under 3 seconds. At that point, you're not accelerating, you are getting launched. But here's where it gets interesting. This obsession with speed didn't just randomly happen. It comes from racing. Back in the day, brands like Ferrari and Lamborghini were competing to build faster and faster machines, mostly to win races and also to flex on each other a little bit. Actually, Lamborghini exists because of Ferrari. One day, Ferruccio Lamborghini basically told Enzo Ferrari his cars were trash, and Enzo didn't take that well, and that's what has actually brought us here. So yeah, a little bit of ego built the supercar industry. But here's the funny part. You are probably never going to use all that performance. Like realistically, why are you going 300 kilometers per hour? Traffic alone said no. Speed limits, absolutely not. So yeah, performance is a huge part of why supercars are so expensive. But it's not just about going fast, it's about how fast they go. And this is where things start to get expensive, like really expensive. Because behind every supercar, there is years of engineering that most people never even see. When you see something like a McLaren P1 or a Ferrari LaFerrari, you are not just looking at the car, you are looking at a science project that somehow got license plates. And this whole thing actually comes from racing. Brands like McLaren, Ferrari, and even Porsche have deep roots in motorsports, especially things like Formula One. And Formula One is basically a lab. Teams spend insane amounts of money just to go a fraction of a second faster. Now take that mindset and bring it to road cars. That's how you get supercars. When McLaren designed the F1 in 1990s, the naturally aspirated BMW V12 engine generated so much heat that it threatened to melt the car's carbon fiber chassis. The lead designer, Gordon Murray, decided to line the engine with 16 grams of 24 karat gold leaf. People thought it was a show off, but the truth is, gold is one of the most efficient reflectors of radiant heat. Then you've got aerodynamics. This part is actually kind of crazy. Some supercars create downforce, which basically means a car pushes itself into the road at high speed. Instead of flying off, it grips harder to the road. Cars like the McLaren Senna are designed so aggressively, they almost look broken, like there are holes and wings everywhere. But every single shape has a purpose. Air goes in, around, under, and out, all planned. The Ferrari SF90 Straddle literally combines a V8 engine with electric motors to make it faster, which kind of sounds funny because we went from electric cars are slow to electric cars are helping supercars with physics. So yeah, when you look at the price of a supercar, a huge chunk of it isn't the car itself. It's the years of trial, error, failure, and breakthroughs behind it. And honestly, that's where things start getting out of control. Okay, so now this one doesn't get talked about enough. How these cars are actually built. Most cars in massive factories across the globe move on assembly lines surrounded by a sea of robots. One car rolls off the line every few minutes, and a process perfected by giants like Toyota to be fast, efficient, and relatively cheap. Supercars are the complete opposite. For a brand like Pagani, the goal isn't speed on the line and parts, perfection in a build. These teams don't just build cars, they craft them. A small group of specialists assemble each vehicle by hand over the course of weeks or even months. It's a slow, deliberate philosophy that actually reaches back to the dawn of the industry, when early performance cars were never meant for the masses. They were built almost like coach-built cars, where skilled craftsmanship assembled and finished everything manually. So modern supercars there to the idea and pushed it to another level. Okay, we've got specialists just for stitching leather, while others focus on just carbon fiber. And there are some literally polishing tiny components that you probably never even notice. It's kind of funny when you think about it. Somebody spent hours perfecting a tiny detail, and the owner might just get in, drive it once, and park it forever. And then there's customization on top of that. Buyers don't just pick a car off a lot, they sit down and choose everything: colors, materials, stitching patterns, finishes, and every kind of customization you could think of. You can end up with two cars that are technically the same model but look completely different. Brands like Rolls-Royce take this to another level. You can literally ask for a custom feature that nobody else in the world has. And once you start doing that, the process even gets slower. And the last part, we have the materials. This is where things get kind of ridiculous. Supercar manufacturers use special materials such as carbon fiber, titanium, alcantara, and custom leather for several purposes. Carbon fiber, for instance, is mainly used to reduce the weight of cars. Now, molding carbon fiber requires insane amounts of heat. As much as molding carbon fiber requires as much electricity as required by 300 homes. And now imagine doing that for an entire month. Some of these materials are more expensive than gold on a per weight basis. Okay, maybe not gold, but you get the point. Even the paint on a Lamborghini Aventador can cost more than a full repaint of a regular car. It's not just a car at that point, it's a rolling luxury object. Okay, but honestly, the real reason supercars are so expensive is because people are willing to pay for them. I would have gotten myself a limited edition supercar if I had the cash. So let me know which supercar you think is actually worth the price in the comment section. So be sure to subscribe and see you in the next video.